Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very unprecedented, unexpected, unscheduled, and unscripted pipeline episode, because apparently DE likes putting out very spontaneous updates without letting me have any chance for a script, so this video will very likely have a lot of mistakes in there, and I won't know what to say, so... Potato? DE seemed to have a lot of vision on the horizon for what is coming with the Kuva liches. So we're going to have a quick look at what's coming and have a little banter out what we think about it all and give you guys an update as to where this might be leading us. Starting with the lovely post that Rebecca made on the forums last night. There'll be a link to this down in the description below. So if you want to check it out for yourself, by all means do so. But before you do get into this fully, please make sure you like this video, subscribe, and do all the stuff the algorithm needs to be happy and stuff. Because if we don't say shit, the YouTube algorithm, it'll come and eat our children. Something. So at the start of this lovely little forum post, it goes into detail about the fact they've been listening a lot to our feedback. And to be fair, this is something that I've been making comment on over the past, is the fact that the Kuva lich system is new. It's only really been out for a couple of months now, and it's finally about time we start seeing fruition of what we've been giving feedback about. So between now and however long it takes, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of changes being made to this system. Not so to mention that these changes are definitely being driven by our feedback, which is why I absolutely adore Warframe, and it's why we should always give them the time of day to at least fix stuff or to improve on stuff wherever they need time to. So the first thing that they are demonstrating within this forum post is the fact that Kuva lich larvalings are changing somewhat. Now, in essence, they are remaining somewhat the same, but they are looking as though they are going to be changing the fundamental RNG behind them. So the post reads as such. Starting from the very beginning of the Kuva lich conception, the Kuva liches bring us Kuva larvalings. Kuva larvalings will now play a key role in determining your future relationship with your Kuva lich. And then it goes on to say, a downed Kuva larvaling will now display an icon of the Kuva weapon that is birthed from the Kuva lich that will possess. So basically, they're going to be demonstrating to you which weapon you are going to get if you decide to take that lich with you, which in essence is going to completely remove the RNG from the weapon system. So rather than going in and hoping you get the weapon after getting a lich to tag you, you now are going to be able to choose which weapon. So if you don't like the weapon the Kuva larvaling shows you, you can leave them to die and then be gone. They're off. So you can actively now specifically farm for the weapon you want, and the RNG is no longer there. And I think this is one of the most telling parts about the fact DE have listened, because this in particular has been one of the most noted requests of most of the Kuva lich system feedback. The fact that you could spend hours and hours of getting the same duplicate weapon in a row, or at least getting mismatching weapons, or not being able to get the weapon you've been farming literally months for. I mean, as a prime example, I've been not avidly farming my liches, but I've now been doing them on and off, and I'm still missing 3 of the Kuva weapons from the list that they have. And honestly, it is rather aggravating, because who likes farming hours and hours and hours just to get the same bloody weapon over and over again? So this is a lovely little change. It's a lovely little convenience, and it's going to make sure that you're able to start farming specifically. What I would like to mention, though, is that this is obviously not going to help you with getting the ephemeras or the other little optional side bits, as if you do decide to get rid of a larvaling that doesn't have the weapon you want, you might have just lost the ephemera. The only way of figuring that out is by actually getting it to mark you. And as a nice little finalization to the larvalings, they are now also making it as such. As an added benefit to completing the mission, even if you choose not to kill the Kuva larvaling, a downed Kuva larvaling will grant 100 Kuva on the end of a mission, which is a nice little added convenience, and it does give you a little bit more of a reward when you do finalize your lich, or whether you kill them or not. So just a little bit of extra Kuva. So these little changes, these little subtle changes that are going to make slightly bigger impacts in the long run. The next big thing coming in was the knowledge. So, your Kuva lich will no longer kill you when you fail a Requiem guess. That's right, your character will no longer die if you fail, which is a bit of a controversial thing. The reason why I say this is because I actually quite liked the failure response, because it punished you for failing. It made you realize you did it wrong. Now, I can understand for the casual player, it was quite annoying to die all the time, especially if you didn't have arcanes to give you the extra revives in a mission. And the last thing you would want is to get into a mission and die when you only had 1 revive left anyway. So, you know, for the sake of casuality, I completely agree with this. I think it's nice the fact that You're not going to be dying when you fail a Parazon. So what's going to happen instead is, upon receiving a Requiem fail, your Kuva Lich will laugh at you in the boisterous manner that they do, and then leave. And also leave your dignity intact, apparently. So, you know, it's a nice subtle change, and I think it'll definitely make the whole process of fighting liches a lot less arduous. And this is the most interesting thing, and I'm going to read this verbatim, because I think it's going to be very important for us to realize what this is actually going to entail. The Valence Transfer Infusion. First introduced in 26.0.6, Valence Transfer was designed to address owning duplicate Kuva weapons with different, unique, innate damage bonuses, giving you the ability to replace a Kuva weapon's innate damage bonus, plus the investments like Former, Focus Lens, etc., with one from another Kuva weapon was a good start, but we can push this further. In short, they're taking the Kuva Valence Transfer that we've had previously, where we could infuse weapons into each other, and they're now extending this to go even further. So Valence Transfer now also boosts your Kuva weapon's innate damage bonus, like such. So if you infuse one Kuva weapon into another, it's going to innately increase the base damage that it starts with. So the example here is that your Kuva Comb, for example, with 25% damage can be infused into your 40% weapon to make it 44%. So it'll take the highest base damage of the Kuva weapon and improve it by a slight portion of the lower one. So if you have a very strong Kuva weapon, it will always take the priority of the strongest Kuva weapon and improve it marginally based on the potency of that Kuva weapon. And honestly, I think this is actually a fantastic thing, because not only does it now give more reason to farm the Kuva liches, but it gives you an optimization, a path of optimization, which allows you to make your weapon stronger through the act of grinding. Now, this is something that I've been mentioning a lot recently. The fact that the fact that Railjack, that Fortuna, they feel like islands. They have no tie to the main gameplay loop. Having small little things like this are starting to tie it into the gameplay loop. It feels like you're going to be able to have a form of optimization via doing the Kuva liches, which is going to make you have a better impact in regular gameplay. Now, of course, it's still got miles to go, but I think this is a very good start, an optimization towards the Kuva lich system. And I guess we're just going to have to see what comes in the future, because I'm not going to lie, this is looking very promising. And it's definitely going in the right direction. Yes, I think there are still a lot of things that can be done, and we're still expecting a lot more with the tie-in of Railjack and everything else. But this is definitely looking very promising. And I would love to know what you guys are thinking so far. A couple other minor changes that are being made is the fact that you can now expect the chance of the liches having double the chance of getting ephemeras, so for all you cosmetic lovers out there. And converted liches will stay longer, do more damage, and actually use their abilities. Yay! Things working the way they're meant to be. Hooray! And 2 more weapons entering the Kuva fold, so we're going to be getting extra mastery, more stuff, and more things, and things are actually going to start working the way they are intended. Huzzah! So that's the major elements that are currently being put across the forums. And I'm not going to lie, there's a lot more that needs to be done. But I think this is a very good start. Some things that they were also talking about, which I think is worth mentioning, is the fact that they don't want people to just be able to get rid of their lich at a whim. And I think that's absolutely fine. If you commit to a lich, I think it's something that you need to focus on. There needs to be some element of commitment to a lich. And this whole process of farming Kuva liches, it's showing that it can be part of our main gameplay loop. Now, the gameplay loop of Warframe is something that's in constant flux, and I think once we get to getting Plains of Deviri, because the Plains of Deviri is likely to be our next major element to our gameplay loop, something that adds to our daily process of playing the game. And I think that's going to be where we really decide on how much integrity Warframe has. As for right now, we have 2 new islands in the form of Railjack and the Kuva liches that are slowly starting to solidify themselves within the initial gameplay loop that we have currently. And I think right now, the Kuva lich system's getting there. I think it truly is. And if they keep making changes like this and iterating and moving forwards with the feedback that we're giving, I think that's going to make a massive change, and I can't wait to see what comes in the future. I think there is a lot of promise with these content. It's just not right now. We are still waiting for that fine-tuning, if you will, that helps it get to that point. So that's the video. Please do leave a comment down below. Obviously, there's a lot to come. Obviously, they're going to be talking about a lot of this in the nearest dev stream, and they're probably going to be emphasizing the idea of bringing in railjack combination to everything as well. But this is a constant conversation that I think is going to be having done over the next few weeks. And as more news comes out, I will definitely be making videos to keep you a lot updated. If you feel like joining in with these videos, we do record them on stream on my Twitch side of things, so there'll be a link down below if you feel like joining us. And again, I do apologize for this being a little bit weird with the way I talk about it, because I didn't have a script, so I just sort of had verbal diarrhea for this entire video. I don't suppose you could tell, could you? Anyway, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment down below about what you think about this update, and I will see all of you top hatters in the next video. Ta-ra!